So the question is so we are going through like all of our stuff from the storage unit and some like old boxes from like 2015, 2013, and Jimmy found all of his CDs from like ever. And he found a bunch of CDs that I burned him in like 2000 and like I don't know, six,
Hmm.
5 or 6.
Oh
And
man.
we listened to like one of them and I was like, man, my musical choices were crazy there. It was like
Oh, in high
club
school, didn't make sense.
no, club there was literally Missy Elliott and like club classics and then like Fall Out Boy and like punk and then like divorced dad rock, which was before what divorced dad rock was. And
Right?
I
Like
just
Stained and all that,
oh,
right?
yeah, like some Skillet, like, really, like, some Papa Roach, and then the next song goes, and it's, like, this, like, folky indie song, and then the next one's just, like,
What is
it's
wrong
the
with us?
Gasolina song, and I'm like, "Wow."
What is wrong with us?
So, what's crazy now is I've heard that, like, CDs and, like, the nostalgia of a CD-ROM and, like, the original iPods, like, they're coming back for the Utes,
Hmm.
and so if you could burn a CD right now, like
Oh my god.
what songs would you put on it?
Oh
And it
my
could be any
god.
songs. It could be songs from a long time ago, current songs, but like 3 or 4 songs that you're like, if I'm burning a CD right now, I have to put this song on.
Holy shit. Like, I have no idea what song I would put on. I mean, I feel like at a certain point when you're at an age where you're like, I don't really care about the new stuff anymore. I want to
Right.
listen to like my old stuff that like brings me back to a happier time.
Yeah.
So something by Calvin Harris.
Okay.
I don't know what song it would be. Something that would be very happy. Um, an Eminem song.
Ooh.
Something
Yeah.
by Eminem. What did I totally wrong? Weezer. A Weezer song.
Mhm.
I don't know what my last one would be.
Yeah, like
But like,
I
I mean,
stick
talk about Calvin Harris, like three different, completely different
I know.
things, but very 2000s that I just mentioned.
Like I think the only thing that wasn't on the original burnt CD was like country, which I thought was really funny
At
because
this,
that's when I was in Arizona and like all of my friends were like we
that's all
used to
people
go
listen to, I'm sure,
oh
right?
yeah, we used to go to, a bar restaurant in the city that I grew up in high school that had bull riding and like but no country. I was like, I can't get down with country. Give me some Rihanna, like original
Rihanna.
Rihanna.
Hmm. Lady Gaga. That's
Oh
another
yeah.
one that like I can always listen to Lady Gaga.
I
Oh my
I
god.
remember in college, like when Born This Way by Gaga came out, like I was there when they opened so that I can buy the physical CD so I can listen to it in my car.
Yep.
And now you don't need that. Like you don't have to have
No.
the visor with all of your CDs or
Yep.
anything of that nature
I
anymore.
know, which crazy, right? Because like we were, I mean, I grew up in the throes of like Napster,
Mm.
and like LimeWire before it gave your computer horrible viruses. But like that's what I would do. Can't even remember like what even the last CD I bought was.
Yeah.
Right? Like I've no idea because like I don't even have a memory. Backstreet Boys, I have no idea.
Like I've purchased some like vinyl records just for like the nostalgia of having it on record, but a
Yeah,
CD, like an actual physical
right.
CD, but it's crazy cuz isn't like now music like isn't it like now this is what I love music like 472 now like
I have to Google like what the now
yeah, cuz when
music CDs.
it was like hitting the 20s when we were in like end of high school early college. So has to be in the 50s and 60s, right? Like and the fact that they
Right.
still are making them is crazy to me
I
that
know.
those things still exist. I remember the infomercials like that they would play at like 1:00 in the morning on the televisions of like, now this is what you call music and the top hits. And it's like
No, because
Pitbull and Kesha.
now they have like now 1983,
Oh
like
my God.
like the yearbooks and stuff like that. What's the
That's
yearbook?
crazy.
No, I don't want that. I want to know what now number you're on.
It could be that they stopped doing it and now they're just doing,
Are you are you ready
oh no.
of what number it is?
Yeah.
121.
Shut the fuck up.
I swear to God. Actually,
121?
121. Yeah.
Who keeps this? Who keeps this company in business?
Who
Like honestly,
who right, and who has all 121? Like there's got to be somebody out there that was like, "You know what? I have all of them." There's got to be.
there's somebody that has like
But
a
hey,
CD case with just all 121 of them.
I would imagine Calvin Harris. He is the first song, so I wasn't too far off. Look at that.
Look at you.
I know. I am part of the hip crowd.
Part of the hip crowd of the now this is what I love 122. You can do the
100.
next CD
I
of all the
can.
top
I can
hits.
consult. I can consult if they really want me to be involved. I can certainly consult on that.
Oh
So
my gosh, that is
now,
insane.
now I want to see like the now like 2000s. Like, well, no, because they probably didn't even do that because like that was now number 5, right?
Yeah.
Like
I'm assuming like there's probably one that has like Mambo number 5 on it. Some
100%.
Mariah Carey, um, some probably some P. Diddy. Like there's probably ones that have that. And then there's Britney and Christina Aguilera. Like I'm assuming that they've been on at least a handful, but
They
there
do have
has to be.
vinyls. If
Oh.
there's a vinyls that you would are interested in,
All
they do have vinyls.
121 vinyls.
Oh my god! Oh my god! That's wild.
Oh my God.
Absolutely wild to me. They have now Christmas.
So they've really morphed into like their own mega empire of just
Yeah.
top hits.
Just yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Well,
Right?
listen, I think that now we need a now this is what I love IndyCar driver 122. Let's have each driver on the grid 27 songs, pick their one. I'd buy
Yeah.
it.
Well, people were they were creating their own playlists for Nashville. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Oh yeah, we
Did
should.
you see that? Like, I know
I
we should
did
have done
listen
that.
to, I think the Podium Pop girlies and the Laps Down girlies, they had their own little Nashville playlist.
Yeah.
I feel like there has to be other creators out there that do one for every race or every driver. The amount of like driver specific Spotify type of not podcast, but playlists that I've seen, like, how do you
Yeah.
know that this driver enjoys this type of music, right? Like,
Right? I don't know. Yeah, right? Like I mean, they must be some, top-notch stalkers
yeah,
out there cuz like I don't know. You don't really know a person, right? You don't really
right.
know like we see them on, like we'd say we have our own personality, like our work personalities and our home personalities. Like when they're driving and they're being interviewed, that's their work personality versus like what do they really like at home?
Yeah.
We don't know.
No, especially those like I notoriously just always remember like Danny Rick wearing his Beats headphones. I'm like, what are you actually listening to? And it's probably like Boot Scootin' Boogie, like
Right.
and
100%.
he's probably like some hip hop, and it's just like Boot
I
Scootin'
mean, he's like
Boogie.
I feel like he's an exception. He's an open book for sure.
True, yeah, he
Like
probably
I
be
think like
like,
what you see is what you get with that dude.
yes, I am listening to Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy. You're welcome. Well, I just thought that was funny, just because you go back in time and you're like, holy crap, why do I have all these CDs and
Right.
all of these, old media compared to today? But
Totally.
it was definitely a blast from the past. So,
Oh, 100%.
uh,
100%.
but
So,
we should get started. If not, we'll just talk about playlists the entire episode. But welcome back, everyone. The Lap It Like It's Hot. This is now going to be part 2 of our 2025 season recap. So if you haven't listened to part 1 yet, please go back. That's going to be the first half of the alphabetical grid, team wise. And then this episode is going to be the second alphabetical grid for IndyCar. So we're going to talk about JHR, McLaren, MSR, Penske, Prema, and RLL today. And we're going to save Penske and some of the big moments for last. So we're going to start with the smaller teams first. So we're going to kick it off with RLL,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of go through our rankings. And just to reiterate our rankings, so it's going to be a star ranking. 5-star means chef's kiss. Basically, you had the perfect season, and then 1-star, horrible season, nothing to write home about. Sorry, try again next year, kind of
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
So let's kick off with RLL. We'll start with Graham.
Which we
Uh,
had the lovely opportunity to meet him on what was that, Legends Day? Was
yes,
that
when we did
Legends
the
Day?
autograph
Yeah.
sessions.
Yes. Yes. But he unfortunately, so he was ranked 19th overall.
Yeah.
No wins, no polls for him. Top 10 3 times, top 5 once. I mean, he did lead quite a few laps, I feel like, of the 500 this year.
Yeah. And they
Right?
always do well at IMS. For some reason, the vibes at the GP and at 500, they just, outside of him getting bumped that one time, he does have
Yeah.
a good record there.
Yeah. But
But
he, again, like, didn't have, again, not that great of a season. Nothing really stood out too much. Um, he's just, unfortunately, I don't want to, I mean, would you say it's a forgettable season for him?
sometimes I forgot he was racing because he just didn't
Right.
have any outside of the Indy GP moment and kind of leading some of the laps.
Mm-hmm.
He was kind of
Yeah,
just
no.
driving around like a Sunday drive, which
Yeah.
I felt for him because he has been competing in the series for so long and he had so much success. It's just, I just don't understand why can't they get it right at RLL for him? The setups,
Mm-hmm.
everything, qualies,
Right.
race pace. It's
I
just kind of
know.
there.
I know. I know. So how do we feel? Do you think that he's going to come back next year? Because there was like a random like some rumor saying that
hmm
there was a vet that's not going to come back. Do we think it's going to be Graham?
You know, I wouldn't be surprised, right? Graham is, he's getting up there in age, right? Like he's not Dixie's or Will Power's age, but he's still approaching 40. He's
Mm-hmm.
got a beautiful family that, he gets to spend time with, but he's been busy building like his side hustles, I guess, of like his, car motorcycle selling empire. And
Yeah.
so I guess it just depends on if he keep wants to keep doing it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I'm sure the seat. I mean, Daddy. Um, Daddy Ray Hall, I'm sure would be fine with him staying,
Oh
right?
yeah.
But well, and I mean, if he could be as involved as he wants,
hmm
even if he doesn't race, like he could still, I'm sure that empire is going to be his anyway.
Yeah.
So
He
he's
could
still going to
still
have. I mean,
yeah.
just like Bobby, right? But Bobby raced as well.
hmm
So maybe this is just going to be the natural progression for him, just to go. I
Go
don't
and do
know.
something else. Well,
Yeah.
and I think RLL does also race in like endurance and IMSA and all of that, right? So he could always just to continue racing, he could still do other stuff. But I think him being like a Tony Kanaan situation at RLL of like a driver coach and then moving into like maybe more of like a director role of like team, management or whatever it might be. Like I could see Graham being really good at that.
Oh, for sure. He's super personable, and I think he would do great. Yeah, I think that would be a great role for him.
Yeah. Well,
So
I think Graham's season we gave him a two
yeah,
stars.
yeah,
Um he just struggled. He really did. And but he's always so positive and he's always just like, we'll fix it, we'll figure it out. But eventually that's going to wear on you. So I wouldn't,
right.
it would shock the paddock if he does retire, but I wouldn't be surprised at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. So
We'll
all
see.
right, cool. So our next was Louis Foster. So Louis Foster, he ranks 23 overall. He did end up getting a pole, and he did get Rookie of the Year this
He
year.
did. By the
So that's a
skin of his
quite a
teeth.
skin of his teeth came down to the last race, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but quite an accomplishment,
Yeah,
right? And he did his pole was at Road America,
he was.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
He shaved off the Tom Selleck mustache and got pole the next day.
Yes, I do. Oh, I forgot about that. That he had the creepy mustache that was going, and then he shaved it, and then he did it. But but he again for a rookie, I know his competition with Abel and Schwartzman. I mean, Schwartzman gave him a run for his money for sure.
Yeah.
Um, but it is pretty awesome to have that on your resume to be rookie of the year.
Yeah. And he was, I think he was Indy Next champion with Andretti. He came his first year and got Rookie of the Year. That momentum is positive, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
that pole in Road America was like, what? I just remember being
Mm-hmm.
like, did Louis Foster just get pole? And we're like,
Right.
oh my God, he did. But he still made some mistakes, which I think is warranted his rookie year.
Sure.
But he is showing that he deserves to be an IndyCar. And I think overall, I think he did well. I think he still needs to do a little bit better on ovals, but hey, next year he'll be still at RLL. I think they need to have that if Graham decides to leave, who's going to take over the team. So I can see Louis staying there and marinating a few years just to kind of get really strong. But I can see him getting more polls next year if he
Yeah, the
stays
potential
consistent.
is there. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. Awesome.
Yeah.
So we
So
gave him 3 stars.
3 stars. Yep.
Yes, for his great performance, his great title as rookie of the year. So
Yeah. And also,
good.
he is a chronically online individual. He
Yes.
will comment on things that we comment on. Like he is just such a sweet kid. And we wish him luck next season.
Yes.
Hopefully he'll get
Def-
3 4 stars.
definitely. I'm like obsessed. Like, how old are these people? Because like I get so shocked. Oh, like
um
when I realize how old some of these guys are.
21, 21, 22.
22.
Hmm.
He's 22.
Still a baby.
Okay.
Still a wee
Still,
little
still,
baby.
still a little baby. And then finally we have Devlin DeFrancesco. So he ranked 26th, so second to last.
Eek.
Again, something like you forget that he's on the grid sometime, right? Like you're just like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, you're there. Um, the one thing that stood out to me this year is when he just like went off on Will Power, right?
And
Like in front of the
Scotty.
camera. Yeah, and like in front of the cameras and like no holds barred, stuff like that. And I'm just like, where do you get off, you sir? Like,
Yeah.
you know,
He was in IndyCar, he was an Andretti driver, and then he after due to the charter system, they did not re-sign him. Devlin comes from he brings a lot of sponsorship and paid dollars. So I understand why RLL was like, please come with your, paid sponsorships. Like he had Dogecoin as like a sponsor, like he's got some pretty big sponsors.
yeah,
But being be coming back to the series and being second to last. And honestly, like Jacob Abel, if Devlin had one really horrible race, if there was 19 races, he would have been last because Jacob was
mm,
actually moving in like a positive direction. To be second to last, you are known for just running your mouth and being a hothead, and then you have no performance to show for it. Like, I'm not surprised that that third seat at RLL for 2026 is like open to who wants to come in, because clearly he's not cutting it. And RLL's like, we don't need this drama. We just
right.
want somebody like Louis that will like progress the team forward. So whatever. Uh he's he's the only driver I think that we gave 1 star.
Yeah,
Sorry.
because
Bye.
because there was just nothing,
No,
no wins, no polls, no top tens, no top five. So
nothing.
that is Not great. And
No,
again, again me being obsessed with how old people are. Like I would think that this guy is like 35 years old. I don't know
25,
why. Like that in
26.
my yeah, he's only 25.
Why are
I'm
you
just
so
like,
angry, sir? You're
why are
25.
you, and he's Canadian at that. Like he's, like
Yeah.
why a 25-year-old Canadian, why are you so upset, bro?
Seriously, tell us why. Is it because you suck? I don't know. Like, yeah.
I know, right? And I feel so bad saying like, "Oh my god, like you suck" and stuff like that or whatever. Cuz like think about all the stuff how he got to this place to be in IndyCar in the first place.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at like, his experience and stuff like that he was in Formula 3,
Yep.
and stuff, and so it's devastating
It
that
is.
like, you put all this time and effort and training, and then it doesn't, go anywhere. So
I know.
hopefully he finds his niche. He finds
Yeah.
that success.
Well,
But sorry, 1 star for you this season, bro.
yeah. Good luck. Good luck in your endeavors. Thank you so much
Yes.
for your time. We have moved
Yes.
forward with other candidates. We appreciate your time you spent with us this season. No
Tell me you
feedback.
work in HR without telling me you work in HR.
Shh. Oh my god. So yeah, Arlo they had some very high highs, but then very low lows. Very like, roller coaster of a season. But I think with Louis and the potential of having another younger for like kind of chip on their shoulder, got approved driver coming in potentially next season. I think they're going to be okay. But it all comes down also to is that rumor about Graham or is it about somebody else? And so I guess
Hmm.
we'll have to wait and
We'll
see.
have to see. We'll
Uh
have to see. But regardless, they're still going to have a seat available, right? Because
yeah.
Devlin's not coming back.
Um
So,
mm, my assumption is he didn't get leadership circle money because he was second to last, which means that even if he brought paid sponsorship, they just lost out on $1 million-ish because he couldn't get above, 22nd and Louis got 23rd, which means, you know, he didn't even get it.
right.
So we'll see.
We'll see.
All right. Let's move on to Prema. So there's still a lot of speculation around what's going to happen next season,
Hmm. Yes.
but Prema, let's start with Callum because I think Callum flew under the radar for a long time this season. He started building up momentum towards the end of the season, but he is a returning driver. So I held him to a higher standard a little bit.
Hmm.
His results were promising, but the car or the team just kept fucking him. Like,
Yeah. And I think, especially it being their first year on the
mhm,
grid, I think that was expected. So I'm not sure what their expectations were for as drivers.
no,
Um, but I mean, it's always exciting to see a new team on the grid because it doesn't happen very often. I really hope that they do come back next year because it was fun to see those Italian flags.
everywhere.
And they looked super fly in the paddock, right?
Oh yeah.
Um,
It's a nice livery. Like you walk by, you're like, I know who those
you know
people are.
exactly who it is. Yes, exactly.
But I think Callum 2 stars. I think it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good, but it wasn't good enough to have it be a mid-year kind of thing. If we were doing halvesies, I probably would have said 2.5 stars, but
Hmm.
two for Callum. And hopefully next year, he with this momentum, hopefully they'll have a little bit more of a stability with him on like what he wants, how he likes to set up. So that way the car doesn't keep falling apart on him, which would be lovely.
Yeah, that and
Uh,
come say hi to your fans. Don't ignore your fans.
I have
So for
go ahead.
like, no, I was just gonna like a quick explain. When we were in Milwaukee, we went to the Prema because we saw that they were taking a team photo, and it looks great and stuff like that. And we were expecting Callum and Schwartzman to come to the crowd and like take pictures and stuff like that. Callum booked. He immediately after the picture, he just ran. And then there was Schwartzman who did, and we were fortunate enough to get a picture with him and things like that. But we were like, come on, Grant, like, come on, Callum, what happened, man?
I know, he just completely dipped. And
Yeah.
Schwartzy's over here like signing autographs and taking pictures and doing all that.
And he was there
Do you
he
even
was there for a
remember he was waiting
while.
in line to go to the bathroom and someone was like, sign
Yes.
my die cast? I'm like, this guy's
I
gotta
know.
pee. Let him
And
pee.
I know. And then I'm like, do they like he was waiting at the porta potty. Like,
Mhm.
does he not even have a bathroom on the trailer? Come on, Prema.
There has, well,
There's
maybe
got to be one,
not.
right? Maybe not.
Unless
I don't
unless
know.
they don't have it on, unless it was that was closer to him going all the way to the bus, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he had to really go and he's like, this is the only option.
Oh
And he's
my
waiting in
god.
line and people are like, hey, let's take a selfie. And I'm like, oh my
Poor
God,
thing.
you poor
Poor
thing.
guy.
Probably
I
why
know.
Callum booked it. He's like, I don't, nope, I got
Maybe he
things to
had to go to
do.
maybe he really had to go to the bathroom. Like, let's just give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's like, nope, I gotta go.
It's too much,
So,
too much espresso. That's what I'm putting it on. He was like, man, I drank too much.
too
I
much
gotta go.
espresso.
But
Oh man.
overall, I think Schwartzy had an okay season. I think we also gave him 2 stars, and we've talked about this in other podcast episodes. But he, for first time coming to the U.S., racing in America, doing ovals for the first time, outside of the car and the team fucking him and the car blowing up and all that fun stuff, he will always remember the 500 pole, and he will
Oh,
always
for
remember
sure.
that moment.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see if Prema comes
Yeah,
back.
that's quite an experience for a rookie to have. Yeah, hopefully we'll see them back. I'd really really love to see them back. But
Fingers crossed.
okay, so shall we move on to McLaren?
Yes. Let's move on to
Mm-hmm.
my favorite team here.
All right. Mm-hmm. So,
Pato, perfection.
yeah, he's
Perfection.
perfect.
He is.
Except I feel like at the beginning of the season he was a little bit maybe too vocal, too whiny.
Mm-hmm.
Um because like I don't know, things weren't going his way, and I
Yeah.
know Christian Lundgaard definitely gave him a run for his money. Like I know there's technically no like number one driver, right? But we all know at McLaren it's definitely Pato, but
Yeah.
Christian definitely gave him a run for his money and maybe put a little bit of pressure on him, and he was like I said, he was a little bitchy at the beginning of
He
the
was.
season.
And I think it's because he's never had to deal with this before. Like
Right.
with Rossi, right? Like I feel like Rossi had, like, he's got the 500 win, he's got wins under his belt, right? But I don't think Rossi comes off as like, I'm here to take your job. But like
Right.
I think Pato put that pressure on himself of like, this kid is coming from RLL. You know, I got to prove myself because he's kicking my ass, and what am I
Mhm.
doing? And so
Yeah.
I can see why he was so frustrated. I also think Pato was struggling with the hybrid and the weight of and how he drove the car. Um, but I still think that outside of winning the 500, he did really well. He got second in the championship. He won twice. He had 2 poles. You know, his first ever pole on an oval, which I was like, what? How is that possible?
Mhm. Mhm.
There were the usual McLaren choices of, setups and, crashes and all that fun stuff. But he can fight for the championship next year. If he continues this and he has a strong start and he doesn't get in his head, he can win the 500. He can win the championship. So
Yep.
I 5 stars. Even though you didn't polo it and win a ton and get 500 and the championship, I still think that what this was the perfect season Pato could have. If Alex Palou wasn't in the series, Pato would have
Right.
been,
It would have been him.
yeah. So,
Yeah. It would have been easily him. So,
but
well, good. I mean, and
yeah.
we love a good Pato story.
Oh,
And he came in, especially with the commercials and stuff like that at the beginning of the season. Like, he is the fan favorite, and I think
yeah.
will be for as long as he's in the series. He's going to be the fan favorite.
Oh, yeah. And we've seen it firsthand. Like, this guy will come out of his motorhome to like 45 people screaming his name, and he will stay and take a
Mm-hmm.
photo with them.
He sure will.
Every single one of them. And I've seen even videos of people running up to him at the 500 and trying to take photos, and he will stop and take a moment. Even if it's 35 milliseconds, he will still acknowledge the fans. Um, it sucks that Mexico isn't happening, but I just can't. I when they go there, I just want him to have that Checo moment where like you stand in like the center of like the start finish straight and you just have thousands of fans screaming your name. Like he deserves that.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely
Mm-hmm.
deserves that moment. It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. Well, and I mean, it's kind of already here because he was testing in Italy last week, um, for F1. And I mean, even when he was there last year in Mexico, like there were still people that were screaming his name, chanting. They were very excited that he was there. And he
Oh
was
yeah.
able to race for I think he did one of the practice, right?
Yep. And I think he's still doing FP1 for Mexico as well. So
Cool.
he'll
His
probably
name
do a
is
meet and
there
greet.
already.
Yeah. He's putting his
Yeah.
name out
His,
there, right? Like you have
yeah.
Checo, you have Daniel Suarez for NASCAR now, and Pato. Like those three, they're going to be the three top guys in Mexico for racing. And that's perfect.
Yep.
Yes, give us
Yep.
more of that.
Yes.
So then we now have the lovely Christian Lundgaard in his first
Hmm.
season with McLaren.
With McLaren, yes. Which like what a season he had. Like
Yeah.
he did great to the point where, like I said, people were questioning who's the number one driver at McLaren now. Um, but so overall, he was ranked fifth.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have any wins, but he did have a pole.
Mm-hmm.
Finished top 10 11 times, and he finished top 5 6 times. So it was pretty fun, and we got the opportunity to see him on the street with that his like McLaren,
Oh
the
yeah.
you know, and when we were at the 500, and he gave us a little show, gave
Yeah.
us a little drift. It was kind of fun to see him, but yeah, I think he did really well at McLaren, and I'm very excited to see what is in store for him next year because if he performs like this again, I mean, he's just going to do better.
Oh yeah. He he was consistent at RLL, and at that point, like things were not great at RLL, and he still got the win in Toronto out there. So I think Zach was very pleased that he picked him up. Hot take, sorry y'all, but I do think that Zach's probably like, "Whew, thank God Malukas got hurt because we got Lundgaard from it." Like,
Yeah.
because the consistency that he has shown, like, proves that he can look and take an Alex Palou, look and take a Pato, and he came
Mhm.
into a new team knowing nobody after that's Rossi's car, right? Like
Mhm.
you go in and you're a fresh kid, new on the block, and TK took him under his wing. And yes, there were some slumps throughout the season, but if a slump means you're sixth or seventh versus second or third, I still think that's a pretty good slump for you to have. So
100%. Yeah. You know, the
I
better part of the season that you're finishing top 10, that's
Oh
pretty
yeah.
awesome.
Come on. Like you can't if it wasn't for the failure that he had in Nashville, I think he could have been competing with Dixie for third or fourth in the championship, but unfortunately the IndyCar gods were like, "Nope, not this year."
Not this year.
But being in RLL and probably only seeing maybe 15th, 16th or 17th in the championship and then coming your first year to a new team and being like, "5th, please." He's probably happy with that. So,
Oh, 100%. And that's the magic of McLaren,
oh
right?
yeah.
They're on a quite a bit of a high right now. So,
Hmm. Yeah. So while Pato did get 5 stars, I think Christian 4 stars just because he didn't win. If he won, we probably would have given him a 5 as well.
for sure. Yep.
He'll get that
Yep. So,
McLaren win. He will. Next season, I
he
can
will.
see him winning.
For sure. And then finally we have Nolan Siegel. So he definitely struggled the entire
Hmm.
season. So he was ranked 22nd, no wins, no polls, but he did get a top 10 at least twice this season, but no top fives.
Yeah.
He it seemed like he was the one who was crashing the most.
Hmm.
And is it, did he not have a good grip on the like just the car? Was he struggling with the weight as well with the hybrid? Who knows? Because he's like what, 50 pounds soaking wet, dude.
I
That kid
know,
is
right?
tiny.
Tiny
So
little, tiny
tiny
little.
little thing.
Yeah, I still think that my opinion, but I think that in the beginning of the season, the McLaren was very difficult to drive. I think that hearing Pato being very vocal and bitching about it,
Mhm.
I think that it took the three of them a long time to figure out how to drive this car. Um, but after the 500, I feel like that's when they kind of started turning things around. We have to also realize like this was Nolan's like truest full season in IndyCar. Like he's
Mhm.
technically not a rookie because he raced more last year, but like this is these are still a lot of firsts for him. He is a child. He's like 19, 20 years old. He was plucked out of Indy next to do some drives for coin, and then he drove for Canapino when Canapino decided not to race in Road America that one race. Like he was thrown into the world of IndyCar so quickly, where I still think that he probably needed some time to cook in Indy next, but he doesn't have that
Mhm.
anymore. So he's got to prove himself on the big stage next to two incredible drivers that got
Mhm.
second and fifth in a championship. So while while he did struggle and he is crash heavy, he's still a rookie. So you're going to get those types of heavier crashes. I
Yeah.
do think that his ovals need a lot of work. I think he needs to
Mhm.
take more time on ovals and figure that out. But he's a little baby. Like give him some
Yeah,
time.
he's 20. I just like looked up to see what which is that's crazy. It's crazy. Like
Yeah.
he's not even 21. He can't even go to a bar yet.
Ugh. So after Nashville, did he just go home? He was like, I'm gonna go
I
to my
know.
hotel, guys. Bye.
Yeah, right. Sorry, I'm not allowed to go. Sorry.
But he can party in Canada when they go to Canada. So maybe,
Yes.
he might have had
So
an
maybe
adult bevy then.
he gets his kicks in Canada for sure.
He gets his what? His all dressed chips and, a beer in Canada. But
Perfect.
in Nashville, it's just,
Yeah.
Diet Cokes.
Right. And like especially like think about it. Like they really can't get a fake ID.
Could you
They can't.
could you imagine like IndyCar driver, arrested due to
Zero
drinking
tolerance or
underage?
whatever that it is. Like, yeah.
You know what would be really funny if like an IndyCar driver was like, just take my ID, it's fine. They won't
Yeah.
notice. And it's like
Right.
they look at it and you're like, you're not Christian Lundgaard. You're not Christian, you're not Rossi, right?
Right.
Like,
That'd be so funny.
what do you mean? I'm Alexander Rossi. I am a
Right?
34-year-old dad.
How dare you question me? Oh
Oh my
man.
God. Could you imagine that? Actually, I would love that. Please.
Yeah.
I
We
would
want to
love to
hear that. We
know
want to
any
hear
of these
that drama.
drivers. Did you have or do you have a fake ID?
Yeah, right.
But I think what we gave Nolan 2 stars. We'll see what happens
Yeah.
next. We'll see what happens next year.
Yeah. Hopefully he worked out the kinks this year and he'll figure it
Yeah.
out. So
All right. We got 3 more teams left. The next team is going to be Meyer Shank Racing, so MSR.
hmm
So, just to reiterate, MSR does have a technical partnership with Chip Ganassi Racing, and I do strongly believe that there is a reason why Felix and Marcus were sixth and eighth in the championship, with
hmm
Alex Below and Scott Dixon being first and third.
Yeah.
So, Felix, I am coining him the king of the livery. This
Yes.
season,
Yes. He had awesome.
chef's kiss. Like the Grateful Dead
Well,
livery, bring it back every year,
I
please.
mean, when you have the Sirius XM as
Oh,
your
yeah.
sponsor, you're going to have awesome liveries. So he had the Grateful Dead,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which was fun. Um,
Ozzy.
who else did he have? He had Ozzy, which was a nice tribute. I
Yeah.
appreciated that.
Metallica.
Um, Metallica, and oh my God, why am I blanking on the last one?
It was a rocker.
6
Oh,
feet from the edge. Creed.
Creed.
Okay, Creed. Talking about our divorced dad rock.
Listen, the Creed mobile with arms wide open. I cannot believe that was I that was so long ago, but that was like pinnacle IndyCar season, like
For
just
sure.
memes everywhere.
Right? That's awesome. That was so awesome.
So I do think that, yes, keep the SiriusXM sponsorship. I do think there are plenty of other stations that are on SiriusXM that I would love to see a livery for. It'd be great to see, maybe a dead mouse, maybe one day. But
That'd be cool.
bring the Grateful Dead, drop the merch. Okay. I have a
Yeah.
husband who is obsessed with the Grateful Dead. He will wear the shit out of this merch. Drop it.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I could
But
totally see him wearing that too.
when he saw it, he was like, "Oh my God, is that a Grateful Dead livery?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they have like team kits. He's like, "Can you get me one?" I'm like, "Yeah, let me just call up my friends at Meyershank Racing and be like, hey, can
Right.
I get a jersey for my husband?"
Right.
No.
One day we can make that call,
Yeah,
but
one day,
that
but
day
not
is
now.
not today.
No, sorry. So you'll have to just consistently just slide into their DMs, be like, "When you drop in the kits, give me more
Yeah.
merch."
Yeah.
But Felix, I think, did well. I think he was sixth in the championship. He up until Milwaukee, he was the top qualifier in ovals. Like he just rocket ships. Like he just all gas, no brakes on ovals. And I do think that the partnership with Chip Ganassi really helped the setups and setting up his car and figuring out what to do. And you get to look at Alex Pillow's data. You might not know what to do
Mhm.
with it because
Right.
he's a god, but you're
Right.
getting the information. So
Mhm. Seeing the
I know.
potential of what someone can do with one of a Ganassi car.
Yeah. You're like, how did he get there? And you're like, I have no idea how to get there, but he did. So it's
Yes, he
possible.
did. It is possible. It is possible.
You can get there with arms wide open, Felix. It's fine. Um, but yeah, and then you had Marcus Armstrong. I think he had a pretty strong first season with Shank. He's coming back next year. Outside of, I won't talk about it, but too much, but outside of my interaction with him at the 500, he did well.
Yeah. Yep.
Um, he got a podium. He is moving and grooving up there. I think that he's progressing in a good momentum, being eighth in the championship. I think he was 13th last year at Chip Ganassi. So he's made the step. They his team consistently puts him on like the craziest strategies. Like in Milwaukee, they're like, we'll do two less stops. You just got a fuel save. And then he just drops to the back of the grid and you're like, what are you doing?
You were like, why
So
did you do that to him? So
yeah,
yeah.
they're the gamblers. I think that's the team. Like they like to gamble and they like to do that kind of stuff. But he's consistently
Maybe
moving forward.
maybe they're the guinea pigs, right? Let's see if this works for these guys, and then we can
Yeah.
see if it works for Pillow. It
Oh
could
yeah,
be.
maybe.
Maybe.
And hey, he also has 11 top tens and two top fives. So,
They did something.
yeah,
They did something right. So
he's moving and grooving. So we
yep.
gave both Felix and Marcus 3 stars. I think it was a great season, great momentum. And I think a win for both of them is in the future, as long as they don't do any stupid, crazy gambling stuff with strategy. I think I could see Felix winning, and I could see Marcus continuously being on the podium next season. So,
Yeah.
all right. Now we're going to move on to JHR.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of crazy sponsorship, another
Yeah.
another car that got, it felt like every week there was a different sponsor on Connor Daly's car, which
Yeah.
is great.
I think my favorite one was, what is it? Don't be a prick,
Yes.
which was great
I like
because
that
him
one.
being a diabetic and stuff like that. I thought that was super cute and clever. Um, but yeah, so he overall he ranks 18th
Mhm.
in the championship. He had 4 top 10s and 1 top 5. But he, you know, meh,
He is an oval specialist.
for sure.
Ovals are, I've seen that man take the high line or the low line where no one else is taking it, and he's just like, yes, let's do it. And you're like,
He's a
what?
true Indiana boy,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
He's born and raised in Indiana. Like his dad, I know, was a racer as well.
Yeah.
So, I think that's a natural thing for him to thrive in ovals compared to road courses.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Yeah, he did get into it, with Christian Rasmussen and get spicy with certain things. But this season was really his first season back in a while, and a full season. Like there was a lot of conversations in the first half of the season of, is Connor Daly going to get kicked out because he won't have sponsorship after the 500? Like, that was a
Mhm.
conversation. And Connor has opened up about it that for those last 3-4 races of the season, he didn't have a sponsor. Like, he was just hanging. This is such first world problems. He was just hanging out with Tyson from the All American Rejects, and they were just chit chatting over a bottle of wine. And then Connor was just like, "Hey, you want to sponsor my car?" And Tyson's like, "Hell yeah, I'm
For
doing
sure.
that." And then
Yeah.
they did, right? So, like, that's all it takes. Him saying, "Oh yeah, I have to go to the bathroom at the 500." He gets Depends sponsorship. Like, ruthless.
That
He is
was so funny.
shameless. Give me more
That
money
was
kind of guy.
that was hilarious when he
Oh,
said that. Like, that was the first time that he had to do it. And then other drivers were like kind of admitting it too. Like, yeah, I've had to do that before.
yeah. He's like,
Oh, that seems so uncomfortable, but you got to do what you got to do,
"Hey, it's
right? The
safety.
race,
It's safety.
it is safety,
You don't want to crash with a full bladder. I'm just saying."
right? Just wear a dark jumpsuit, right?
Yeah. Oh
That's all.
God.
Yeah, yeah.
Anytime those drivers wear a light colored jumpsuit, I'm like, "Ooh, that's risky.
Yeah, that is very
Very
risky.
risky."
Agreed.
But so I think, 18th for JHR, last year, Connor was brought on to the team to bring them into leadership circle. And his first race with them was, one of the biggest races for them was when he got the podium in Milwaukee for them and kind of solidified their leadership points. He did it again this year. I don't think he's going to be in that car unless he finds mega dollars to bring to the team. But I
Mhm.
still think that he had a pretty decent season coming back. And think he'll still do the 500 if he's not back. But we'll see. We'll see what
I
happens.
hope to see him back. Yeah.
Yeah. So we gave him 2 stars just because he didn't have, any podiums or any wins or anything like that. But it would be a shame not to see him on the grid next year. But we'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
And then we have
Stingray. I mean, his name is definitely 5 stars. We'll
five
give him
stars
that.
for the name. That's
Five,
it.
5 stars for the name. But he did he was 25th overall. Um, top 10 once, did not make any top fives. But compared to his season last year, that he was like the crash test dummy.
Yeah.
I know he had a significant, not I guess a significant injury last year, didn't he?
I think it wasn't it the one where he crashed into Rossi and just kind of like flew up and then
Yes.
like it where was that? Was that a gateway?
I don't know, but like I remember there was like a significant like I don't know if he got injured. There was like was there a hand
I
injury?
think I think he it got injured, but it wasn't so bad that he couldn't race or
That's
something like
fair.
that. I remember something like that
But I
happening.
just remember there being like a significant crash, or like, and he had a lot of crashes last year.
Oh yeah.
So this year, though, he had much improvement. That there was not as many crashes, as that he wasn't like the crasher of the year
Mhm.
this year. So
But besides that,
what else has he got? He got married.
he did.
He
And
got
his wife is
married.
lovely and I follow her on socials. But there has been fun fact, Rossi's dad is Stingray's agent.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So
That's funny.
I found that out, like, I was reading a press release and it was like Peter Rossi, and I'm like, wait a minute,
You're
you mean the
Peter, like
father of Alexander Rossi? Um,
interesting.
Peter made a comment that there is a 0% chance that Stingray will not be in a car in JHR next year because he signed the contract. So
Mm-hmm.
he brings a significant budget with him, so he will be on the grid next year. With who? Have no idea. But now that he is less crash heavy, I am waiting to see him consistently be in the top 10 or even 12th, 13th. He can't be in the back of the grid all the time. He really can't.
No, no.
So
So
we also
hopefully
gave him
that
2 stars.
yeah. So hopefully he'll step it up again next year. Just the more experience that he gets, he's getting it incrementally improving incrementally with each
Yeah.
season. So
Yeah, we'll see who his teammate's going to be. There's a lot of
yeah.
rumors or in speculation, and we'll see if it's going to be Linus Lundqvist or if it's going to be Connor. Like, we don't know who's going to be in that seat. If it's going to be Kaio. If it's Kaio, he's going to be the most senior person on that team, and he's leading that team, which is
Mm-hmm.
crazy to see.
Crazy.
So we shall see. All right, last
Oh,
team.
Penske.
Woo!
Penske, we know overall as a team that you definitely had the hard year. But
Yeah.
let's talk about just the drivers for right now. So let's start with Will. That
Yeah.
he ranked 9. He did have one win. He had a pole. Top 10 8 times, top 5 6 times. But he could have had, it was not a willpower year. I
No.
mean, he did okay. But like, it was not a tip. Again, I think it was just the Penske stuff that like he just didn't perform because of all the bullshit that was happening in the background.
Yeah. If you think about it, up until the last race, until Joseph won in Nashville, like Will was the only Penske to win, which is crazy
Mm-hmm.
because the last
Mm-hmm.
time that happened was like in the 90s.
Yes.
Speaking of 1999, like, and
Right.
crazy stuff, like they were talking about the winless season. Like, is this going to be Penske's winless season? And the driver that has no contract is the one that is outperforming your
Pulls out a win.
two best drivers
Right.
on your team.
Yep.
So also, while I know Will wanted to stay at Penske and he wanted a multi-year contract, how tired do you think he was where he just woke up and was like, another fucking scandal?
Right.
Seriously?
Right.
Like,
Through no fault of his own either, right? I
right.
think it was just the team. So yeah, I think that he's gonna do really good at Andretti
Yeah.
for have a fresh start. I think it's gonna be good to watch.
Yeah. So we gave Will 4 stars. Even though
Yeah.
it was a hard season, I think he still showed up. He was the number one Penske driver. He was the number one in all of that. And to be honest, he still was pretty positive. And
Yeah.
even during the stresses of a contract negotiations, like I could only imagine like going to a contract negotiation, it not going anywhere, and then having to get back into the fucking car and perform. Like
Right.
you have to have some sort of like mental like strength to do that. Being like my employer and I can't figure it out, but I still have to keep showing up and performing to my employer so that I can get what I want, even though I deserve it because I'm the best qualifier of all time in IndyCar. I'm up there as a
Hmm.
GOAT for the future. I'm a Hall of Famer,
Right.
but it's fine. I'm just going to get back in the car and drive.
Right. Yeah.
So,
It's just like I guess finish out the season. Whatever.
yeah.
Fine.
Ugh. So, but then we had the tale of 2 seasons, right? Like you had Scotty Mack and Joseph Newgarden on highs last season. But this season, Scotty was oof, rough.
Yeah.
He that we talked about in the last episode, the 500 moment of him just crashing out in the formation lap. He just couldn't get away from the cheating scandals. He couldn't get away from just the poor performances. He was either like third or fourth or DNFing. It was just like nothing in the
Hmm.
middle. But he wasn't the worst Penske driver, at least.
No, he was not.
Still top
He
10
was
in the
not.
championship.
Yep. Yep.
So I know. I think Scotty has a lot to prove, and I think he'll be okay. I honestly think he'll be fine. I think he has the potential of being a winner, a champion, an Indy 500 winner. I just think that this year was just he was just kind of like Will, kind of taken under this Penske storm.
Yep.
And
Just a year to forget
yeah,
for sure.
yeah. It was a what is that? It was he was building himself up emotionally for like, the turmoils. Like you have to have low lows in order to have high highs, right? So
Yep.
now just start giving us those high highs and those wins and those moments to get the thirsty threes back in, victory lane. We'll see him there next year. It
Yeah.
has to happen. He
Has
he
to.
he won't not let it happen.
Yeah.
But we gave him
For
three
sure.
stars. I think it was a decent season, a mid season. He should have won, but he never did. If he won, I think it would have wiped away all of the craziness of the year.
Yep. Yep.
And then we have
Oh, poor Joseph. I just
oh
feel so bad for him because he's was riding a high. He had the commercials. He had Tom Brady in his corner,
yeah.
right? And just to you know to watch him, it was painful to see him
Yeah.
not be able to perform and just have such a crappy bad luck season. And then have cameras in your face
all
every
the
step
time.
of the way, no doubt. Yeah.
I just remember like at the 500, we were like, oh my God, he's starting from the back. He might do this. Holy shit, like he might do this. And then his car failed. We're like, oh, that
Mm-hmm.
sucks. And then it was just like every week, he got shunted, poor decision. A yellow fell the wrong way. He crashed. He got hit by somebody else. I think it was in
Mm-hmm.
Detroit. He was part of a pileup, and then the camera crews just like scanned to him, and he's standing there, and he just has his hands in his face, and he looks at the camera, and he's just like, "Fuck, they got that on camera, right?" Like
Right, exactly. Yep.
that poor
Or his little
man
jog around the jog. I can't remember what was the jog around
around the
the
speedway.
track. Yes. You're just like, leave him alone. That is clearly somebody he's in a crisis. Just leave him alone for the love of God.
He's going on a mental health walk run, guys, and you
Right.
just have a camera being like, look, it's Joseph Newgarden running around the speedway. And you're like, there's other shit going on, guys. Like, let the guy
Right.
run off some steam.
Leave him alone.
He's clearly very upset right now.
Yeah.
I know. I could only imagine because he does, I forgot what it's called, but it's like a version of CrossFit. I could only
Okay.
imagine how much anger he has probably, like, I can see him like flipping the tires, but like just throwing them because he just has so much pent up anger from the
For sure.
season.
For sure.
But the win in Nashville, I think, took the edge off just a little bit. It was just
Mm-hmm.
like a quick little, like, just, you know, just a little bit of a positive. Like, hey, I didn't
Yeah.
end up the season too horribly, guys. Look at
Right.
that.
I did have a win and a win in my hometown for,
Yeah. So
to make it a little bit better. So,
he just
but
needs one season without someone cheating or taking it away from
right.
him. He does.
Right. Yep.
So 2 stars. Sorry, Joseph.
2 stars.
2 stars. So,
Oh
but
man.
that's the grid.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy to think like the IndyCar season's so condensed. It's so short. There were, 17, 18, there's 17, 18 races that they go for every year, right? And because of the domination from Alex Palou, there was, the first half of the season, right? There were no yellows. Remember, we were like, holy shit, is there
Yeah.
ever going to be a yellow?
Yep.
And we didn't get one, until like months into the season. But then you had the 500 win by Palou, and it was like, oh, great, we're in a Max Verstappen 2023 season. We get that. But then it changed. We had Pato winning. We had the Christian Rasmussen win. We had first time podium, finishers. We had, the Cinderella stories of the rookie on pole at the 500. We've had some very scary crashes, and so thankful for the AMR safety team and
Mm-hmm.
the safety of these cars, because there were some scary moments as well. But overall, I think this season for Fox's first season, I'm going to give them a B minus just because those graphics and the timing stand that first start of the year, they were scary. Those
Yep.
cartoons, never bring them back, please.
Yeah, please don't bring those back. And, they have to figure out something with football season, not being
Yes.
on Fox, having some sort of better streaming service that's available instead of just
Yeah.
being on YouTube. Yeah, they
Yeah.
should, I mean, yeah,
Don't put the documentary for 100 Days of Indy on, Fox News or something where people have to pay if they don't have that channel to watch it,
yeah,
right?
yeah, that's not cool. That would not be
No.
cool.
But overall, I think the season itself, like the racing and everything, I think it's a solid B plus. I think it was good. Yes, Pelot winning everything kind of dulled the glamour of it all, but we still watched every race and we still were,
Mhm.
we still went to every, all the races that we normally go to.
Yep.
Um, but we did get a question from Heather in Spokane, and her question was, what was your top moment for 2025? And what in-person race moment will you remember forever? So, and it could
Mhm.
be the same thing. It could be that one moment.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good tie into her question.
Mhm. Well, a top moment for me, well, just being at the 500.
Yeah.
I think that was my first 500 experience, and especially that we got I've talked about being part of that pre-race festivities and holding the flag and meeting Mario Andretti. That is definitely what my top moment is.
Yeah.
Um, I just yeah, and I guess the in-person race as well.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of racing, you have to go to the 500 at least once in your life. It's the pilgrimage to make.
Oh, yeah. You have to. You
Yeah,
have to
you
go.
have to.
Um, I think for me, my top moment for 2025 was probably watching Christian Rasmussen do donuts at Milwaukee for his
Yes,
first win.
yes.
And we were there in person. But outside of that, in person, also just the experience that Dale Coyne gave us at Road America and being able to stand on the tarmac during like the starting ceremonies and standing with Renus and the team, right? Like we would have never been able to do that.
No
So
way.
shout
No
again, thank you,
way.
Dale, thank you, Gail.
Yes.
That was
Yes,
incredible.
incredible.
Yeah.
It was absolutely awesome. Yeah, and
So
I mean, and also for Milwaukee that we were in the VIP tent, like we were right the trackside suite,
yeah,
which is incredible because you get to see you're so close to the cars.
I know
Um yeah, I mean we were pretty lucky this year to
we
get the
were.
experiences that we got.
Yeah, and hopefully there are rumors that the schedule is coming. I got an email from IndyCar that's like, "Hey, make sure you're signed up for updates and push notifications for the schedule." So I was like, "It might be coming." So we're definitely looking forward to seeing next year's schedule and then figuring out what races we can go to in person. But um, we were very fortunate this season. We got some
Sure.
incredible moments. Come on, we saw the Weenie 500 live like that. Come
Oh,
on.
no one can take that away from
No
us.
one.
Absolutely not.
Eating a
Nobody.
hot dog while watching the Weenie 500
Nope.
peak, peak.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
so, we'll take that momentum into next year. But overall, I think 2025 was a lot of fun. It was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
So,
agreed. Yeah.
all right. Well, thank you so much for listening. We have a very fun episode coming after this one. So stay tuned. We're going to have a very special guest coming and joining us. But if you want to follow us on socials to learn more about what's happening during the off season for IndyCar, check us out on Instagram, BlueSky, Threads, and TikTok at Lap It Like It's Hot, as well as listening to the podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. We really appreciate listening to us for this season. Stay tuned to what we got for the off season, and shoot us a DM, leave us a comment, connect with us. We love chit
Ask us
chatting with you
questions.
guys. Yes,
We love the
we
questions.
love Q&A. We can do a whole episode
Yes.
on Q&A. Just drop them. Leave us the
We sure
questions.
can.
All right, everyone. We'll see you guys soon.
Thanks guys. Bye.
Bye.